Israel has carried out a new wave of airstrikes in southern Lebanon, its heaviest in months, targeting what it claims are Hezbollah positions. The attacks came despite a ceasefire agreement signed nearly a year ago between the two sides. Israeli warplanes struck several towns in southern Lebanon on Thursday. The Israeli military said the operation aims to prevent Hezbollah from rebuilding its military infrastructure in the region. A video released by the Israeli army showed multiple explosions. The airstrikes began about an hour after the Israeli military issued evacuation orders for residents in at least 5 southern towns. Lebanon's health ministry has not reported any deaths so far, though an earlier strike on Thursday killed 1. Following the strikes, residents and local officials urged the Lebanese government to investigate the situation and assess the damage.
After the enemy failed to achieve its objectives, I saw that today it has gone back to hitting civilians' homes. This is the responsibility of the Lebanese state, the Prime Minister and the President to address. We are in a very dangerous situation. If things are heading this way and continue like this, then all hope is lost. No one knows where the consequences of these matters will lead.
Well, this comes as Israeli tanks were also seen taking up positions near the Lebanese border following the strikes on November the 6th. Lebanon's government condemned the airstrikes as a violation of the ceasefire agreement and said it had disarmed about 85% of Hezbollah's weapons caches in the south. It warned that further Israeli attacks could destabilize the fragile peace and inflame internal division. Lebanon added that negotiations with Israel is the only option to stop attacks.
His Excellency the President clarified his proposal for negotiations, saying that our proposal for negotiations to end the Israeli occupation of areas in the south, return Lebanese prisoners held in Israeli jails, and stop the daily attacks on Lebanese areas and the targeting of civilians and civilian and official facilities, which are condemned and continue to this day, is based on our conviction that it is necessary to restore calm and stability to the south and complete the deployment of the army to the internationally recognized southern border.
Hezbollah said it remains committed to the truce, but reiterated its legitimate right to resist the Israeli occupation. The group added that while Lebanon is bound by the ceasefire, it is not obligated to engage in direct political negotiations with Israel. Israel said the strikes were a defensive measure and insisted it would not allow Hezbollah to rearm. A government spokesperson said Israel will continue to defend all its borders and ensure the full enforcement of the ceasefire agreement. Iran strongly condemned what it called savage Israeli attacks on Lebanon after Israel carried out new airstrikes targeting Hezbollah positions in the country's south. In a statement, Iran's foreign ministry urged the United Nations and regional countries to act against what it described as Israel's warmongering, or the act of encouraging a country to go to war. Thursday's escalation came nearly a year after a ceasefire deal ended 13 months of fighting between Israel and the Iran-backed Hezbollah group. Under that agreement, Hezbollah was to disarm, Israel was to withdraw from occupied Lebanese territory, and both sides were to halt cross-border attacks. However, Israel still maintains 5 positions inside of Lebanon and has accused Hezbollah of secretly rebuilding its military networks. The latest strikes have raised fears in Beirut that Israel could resume a full-scale bombing campaign if disarmament efforts stall. Lebanon and Israel are still technically in a state of war, but all the recent armed conflicts with Israel were fought by Hezbollah and not the Lebanese military. With tensions rising along the border, both governments say they committed to a ceasefire, but Thursday's airstrikes underscored just how fragile that truce has now become.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all 3 just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.